5 months ago, Mr. Gahan and I welcomed baby Grant into our little family and into this world. 4 hours after he was born, a nurse walked into my room and told me that Grant has Down syndrome, a chromosomal disorder that will cause Grant to have intellectual and developmental delays. Initially, I was devastated. For days, I sat next to Grant in the NICU and worried about his health, his future, about our other son, Will. Life suddenly looked so different from what I had expected. I felt more alone and scared than I have at any other time in my life. But, you all know that I think "but" is the most important word in literature. But, every day around 4, Mr. Gahan would arrive straight from school bearing gifts from you all. Handwritten letters, a jacket with Grant's name embroidered on it, a video of you playing a favorite song on the piano. Every day at 4 o'clock, you all loved on us from afar and made me feel so much less alone. And in those moments, I thanked God for you, and I still do. And you know what I started to think about, and now think about all the time? You are going to be the leaders that my boys look up to. And after teaching you and knowing you and falling in love with you all over the past 2 years, I say, yes. And thank you. This leadership luncheon honors the leaders you are now, and the leaders you will become, and I want to be one of many who say, I'm really proud of you. But you gave me this opportunity to speak to you outside the classroom today, so I'm going to seize it. I'm going to tell you 5 things I've learned this year that I need you to hear. First, you need to know that you are enough. I used to see my life as a to-do list. Study hard so you can get that grade, work hard in this job so you can get that job, run these miles so you can say you did, go to bed tired so you can wake up and do it all over again. I see it in you all too. In this world of college applications and grades and awards, I watch you beautiful people feel all the time that you are not smart enough, or skinny enough, or cool enough, or fast enough, or tough enough, or articulate enough, or just plain good enough. You beat yourself up because you already feel behind. You are 16 and 17, and you already feel behind. Oh my. Friends, you are so enough. You don't have to do anything. At the end of the day, you are enough. It may be hard to believe, but so many people love you for who you are right now. Not because of where you get into college, or because you aced the test this morning, or because you scored the goal last night. We love you because of who you are. And who you are, separate from everything that you do, is enough. You need to know that life can be hard. If it's not hard for you right now, then I can promise you it's hard for someone sitting near you in this room. People are fighting public and not so public battles all over the place. Turn on the news and you hear about high school students drowning on a ferry ride, burning buildings in Boston, car accidents, cancer. You know, I used to believe that life is beautiful, but Grant's birth shifted my perspective a bit. Now I believe that life can be hard. It's people that are beautiful. And in the end, love wins. Every single time. Bombing at the Boston Marathon, Boston Strong rallies in the most beautiful and inspiring of ways. Coach Martin's cancer return last fall, Maya's making t-shirts, and the entire field hockey team is showing up to walk in support. My son has an extra chromosome. You've shown me that it's going to be okay. In fact, it's going to be awesome, and that he's going to be so insanely loved. Last November and every day since, you have shown me that life may be hard, but love wins. Similarly, you need to know that revision is not only the most important step in the writing process. It might also be the most important approach to life too. Because as you know, life may not always unfold the way you plan it to, the way you picture it. I totally had this picture of what Mr. Gahan and my family would look like, what our life would look like. And when that nurse walked in with Grant's diagnosis, I felt like she took an eraser and she wiped that picture clean. And that very night, no joke, that very night I got a text from a former student. One line. You always said revision is where the magic happens. That's grace right there. An important concept takes on a whole new meaning for this teacher, and a student revealed it to me. There are many parts of the writing process that I urge you all to carefully consider and apply, but none is more important than revision. I beg you all to see this step in the process as a space in which the rough gets polished, the raw gets refined, the superfluous falls away. It results in a better final product. I believe that more than ever now. This picture that my family's been revising since November looks so much more meaningful and beautiful and just plain full because Mr. Gahan and Will and Grant and I are writing it together. It's like the irony of photography. The most beautiful pictures are developed in a dark room. Don't be afraid to revise. 4, you need to show up. During interim week this year, I visited the Heiser Hearing and Language Academy. I walked into a classroom of 3-year-olds and felt the 6 kids in there take my breath away. They were so darn positive and determined and focused on communicating with each other. And one little boy started walking over to me, and I couldn't help but notice his limp and brace that made his effort to get to me even more laborious. Nevertheless, he gave me a high five, and he kept smiling at me, making me feel super welcome. A few minutes later, his teacher was helping him into his wheelchair to go out to his school bus, and what she said stopped me in my tracks. He's really behind, but he's come so far this year. His parents basically gave up on him from the moment he was born. There's no support at home. I almost brought him home with me. Here is a kid who is facing tremendous challenges, and rather than complaining about them like so many of us do, he is battling. And I stood there thinking about how just months earlier I worried I wasn't enough of a mama for Grant. But standing among those gorgeous 3-year-olds, it was clear. Grant needs me. Show up, Sarah. And Grant and I need you to show up too. Some days it might be hard to see why you're doing all this hard work. Walk down the hallways of the lower and the middle schools with me, and I'll show you hundreds of reasons why. All of these kids are going to look to you for encouragement, for an example, for understanding, for help. They need you to be a cheerleader and not a bully, to find solutions to problems rather than cause more of them. No matter what you do with your one wild and precious life, you have big and small opportunities to help or hurt people. I pray that you will choose to help. And when life throws you a curveball, keep your head up and battle. Don't you give up, because kids like mine need you to keep trying. Finally, I need each and every one of you to know that you are so, so loved. Your parents love you with every breath they take, and I know that because I've gotten to know some of your parents. Your teachers love you so much, and I know that high school relationships can be uber confusing, but I promise that your friends love you so much. You need to know that you are loved, and you need to know that loving and leading other people, especially when they need someone because life has been hard and dealt them a tough hand, is really, really important. When in doubt about what to do or how to respond, lead with love. Make it your default. There's no such thing as too much love in this school or in this world. There it is. You are enough. Life is hard, but people are beautiful. Practice revision. Show up, don't give up. And love. I believe each and every one of you has the potential to change lives for the better. And I know that because you've changed mine. Thank you.